Okay, day 8. You guys might get a cameo from Loki, my cat. It's one of our yard cats. There he goes. Okay, we'll keep him on there. Keep him in there. You also get to see the work in progress of our going to be our community grotto where people can come and light candles and say prayers. So today, very exciting, we're going to continue our brocades so you can make your own snazzy robe. And then we're also going to learn a few movements of the what's called the Dalian 12 movements. We are in the yard and we are in front of Martha, our willow oak, because of my my kimono today. If my grandmother were alive, she would be wearing this one right today. Her name is Martha Tilsley. And she rocked a pantsuit like you've never seen, ever. Like in the 70s, like the best pantsuits was made of probably the same material as this. Anyway, all right, so the cat, you get the cat cameo, and we are gonna do some breathing first. So a very effective breathing exercise to energize your body and bring, fully oxygenate is called the fire breathing, or it's also like loosely translated into what's called shining skull. And this can be done through the nose or the mouth. In the beginning, if you're just learning it, it is to, like, as if you're blowing out a candle, like but take that same action and just do it through your nose, like through your nostrils. So I want you to do this breathing when we do the swinging fists with fiery eyes, when you get to be enraged, calculated rage. So we're gonna do a round of that together. You're gonna breathe in, and your belly's gonna pull in when you exhale. So it's if you're just learning it, do it through your mouth. So what's happening in between those exhales are your lungs are naturally gonna suck air in. So you don't have to inhale in, it will happen for you. So it is, or if you're just learning it, or through your mouth. So you see, it's not, you'll hyperventilate if you do that, don't do that. So trust that it will equalize and pull air in between those exhales. So when we do this guy, and then you start punching really fast, that's when you're going to use the Kapalabhati or shining skull fire breathing. Okay. Preparing for lifting earth to heaven. So palms lift up, follow the hands up, and then exhale, arms down. Lifting hands up, turn the wrists, and exhale, arms down. One more time, lifting up, turn the wrist, follow the hands, and exhale, arms come down. We're going to move right into number 2, step feet apart and sink down, getting ready for the bow. Push, pull, and then strong exhale, let go of the arrow. Turn and turn and exhale. Come around. We're doing 3 of each of the brocades. Arm comes across, following the hand with your eyes. Follow that hand, the fingertip all the way around. Exhale, release. One more time to this side. Push and pull back on the arrow, release. Push, pull, and let go. Good, and come to standing. In between this, we'll lift and lower 3 times. Lifting up and dropping down. Lifting up, inhale, and dropping down. One more time, lift onto the toes and drop down. Into number 3, separating heaven and earth. Turn the head, look up and down. So start to fine tune your position. Now you've learned what your arms are doing. You learn how to, you know where your head's going. So see what's happening with your legs. A little bend in the knees. This is not the one where your legs are super straight. Little bend in the knees, hips are soft and open, but you're only turning your head. So there is a fair amount of stability in your shoulders and hips, so you can free up your head to turn your neck more freely. Find the upper hand and it comes down. Separate, turn the head, back to center, then up, then down. It's very calculated why we're doing this with our neck and why we are increasing and encouraging more range of motion in the neck. So it applies the whole body with more nerve flow if we can loosen up our neck and shoulders, and especially where our neck and body meet. 3 times up and down, exhaling when you come down. Wise owl looks behind, very strong, as tall as you can be, and then turn and look. Back to center and exhale, totally deflate. Straight, and then turning and deflate through the middle. When you're in the straight position, the back body is as tight as you can make it. Shoulder blades squeezing, low back strong, buttocks strong, all the way down the legs, back the arms, and then the front of the body goes strong when you deflate. So back and forth, back and forth. Exhale, deflating. Inhale, opening. Remember, just turning your head, shoulders and hips are very stable and stationary. Good, and relax. 3 times, lifting up onto the toes, drop the heels. Lift up, drop the heels. And again, drop the heels. Into number 5, dragon swings its tail. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to do that in these sandals. So any minute now, I'm going to kick these sandals off. I think this is going to happen. Yeah, that's not working out. So if you are on really rough concrete, I don't advise you swing, drag your feet across it. I would say pick your feet up. Pick your feet up. Use your hands if you need to. The important part is this arch. You're really trying to lift up and then go forward through the middle. I'm using my hands because I'm not killing my feet. And coming up. A couple of people have talked about their knees, giving them, talking back to them. Try not to torque your knees, okay? When you're don't make your foot stay stationary and your knee do something else. You want your foot and your leg, your ankle and your knee to work together. Okay, don't twist those things. So it's just basically depends on what surface you're on. And remember, sand is the best, but if you can't be on sand, if we can't all be at the beach doing this, that would be a good field trip, wouldn't it? Coming up again, looking up, arching back, coming through, and coming up through the middle. Great. 3 times. Lifting up and down. And lifting up. Exhale down. And exhale down. Pulling heaven down to earth. So arching back. Give your kidneys some love. We go down the backs of the legs. Strong legs. Have your legs be what lifts you. Lift up. I hope you're feeling stronger every day with this one. You feel like you have the ability to really move yourself up and back with the strength of your legs. The bend in your knees is if you feel any resistance or if your low back has anything to say about lifting up. You want to keep your knees bent slightly. So allow the leg muscles to engage and do more. and coming up and back. Now remember, we've abbreviated the brocades a little bit today because we have other stuff to do and we want to keep it in the time frame. The 3 is kind of the minimum of how many we do, and you can of course extend these and do extra and increase the numbers. Lift up and lower down. Lifting up and inhale and exhale, drop. And again. Okay, here we go. Sink down into your horse stance. You are pushing and pulling, and you are make your face mean. Look fierce, fiery eyes. You are punching and pulling. And any minute now, and this is when I want you to do the breathing, the Kapalabhati, the exhaling. So this will fully oxygenate, and this is very on purpose to help release trapped adrenaline and cortisol in your tissue. So this can help you ultimately be more relaxed if we do not allow those stress hormones to continue to fire in our nervous system. Okay, get it out. Get rid of it. Let it go. And last brocade, lifting up and dropping 3 times. Lifting up. Can go up higher. Yep. And one more. There you go. Center before we move into the next series. Breathing. Slow breaths. Okay, so the Dalian 12 movements, I need you to come to a hips width apart standing position. This is how we begin. Move back so you can see my feet. And you're going to shift all your body weight. Don't worry about right or left just now. Shift all your body weight into this leg. So you can pick up this leg and as it's empty. It doesn't have weight into it. Then when you shift this foot out, step out, it's totally loose and empty. Then you're going to shift your weight back, and now I have equal. Now we'll do the other side. Shift, this leg is empty, and you bring it closer in, shift, even. And this is important because of the way you open your hips as we go side to side. It's just different. You may never have done this before, so just take it piece by piece. Shift all your weight, empty step, this is empty. Fill that leg. This one's empty, bring it in. Leg weight's still over here, this is empty, step out, shift, weight's in here, this one comes in. And when I say empty, of course you have a little bit of weight still in there because you're stepping, but this is important for the way we go side to side in this sequence. We're gonna learn the first 2 movements today. So when we are standing in this position, feet hips width apart, arms here. So we're going to bend the knees a little bit, and that drops our weight down. Now to step out with this foot, I need to shift this weight here. So I step out, it's empty. I get the weight even, and I start to bring the arms up. My palms are facing back. They're facing back, and now they're coming forward. Now what's going to drop my arms is a tiny, tiny bend in my knees. A little bend in the knees is going to drop the arms. And the arms come back up. And now we put the weight back into this leg so we can bring this leg back and step back. So it's choreographed with how you're shifting your weight to your legs and if you're giving this slight bend to the knees. So now we do the other side. Now let's add what our head does. We drop the head. I'm looking here at this hand. I shift weight to this leg, step out, I'm following this hand with my eyes. So you see what's happening. I'm starting to get a little neck turn. We come forward. The little bend in the knees drops my arms. I'm following this hand now. Straighten the legs, we'll lift the arms and they come forward. Get weight over into the leg you stepped from, and stand. Looks very simple, but when you watch it done correctly, you see this very calculated weight shift. This is where we start to get more into some Tai Chi movements. We get into the subtleties of what moves what. Your legs and your core are asking to move your body, okay? Don't arm it. If your arms are moving stuff, then typically that is more mind activated. So now the second position, we're standing here again. This is more involved. Each one gets a little bit more involved, and our arms are here. So we're going to shift the weight, just bending the knees. You're going to bring your hand across. I'm not doing right and left because it's too, just mirror me or whatever feels natural. This hand comes across. This hand is a fist at your side, okay? Now, I'm going to shift weight into this leg, the fist leg. Step out at a 45-degree angle, not to the side, 45-degree angle. Shift the weight, and you're like serving, coming back, and the palms come together. And here you see a similar pose pose with the arms that we did in the 8 brocades. We come back into the leg, and two things are happening at once. You're bringing the leg and move back so you can see my foot. I'm back here like this. You're coming in and then up. Find the top hand and down we go. So here we are standing together. Other side, we have here, the fist is here underneath the palm. Weight is in this leg, the fist leg. Step out, open, back, step in, separate, look up, and arms come down. So those are the very first two movements. One is the opening, and the next is that version of basically separating heaven and earth as the number 2 pose. Okay, we're going to do those both again. Shift, step out, look the other way, get your weight back into where the leg you stepped from, in and down. Other side, shift weight, and this leg is empty, so it's real easy to move. It comes out, up, bend the knees, drops my arms. I follow this other hand. Get your weight back into where you stepped from and stand. Hand comes across, make a fist. Sorry, fist is below it. Step out, shift, palms together. If you can see my foot, I'm on this heel like this. Leg comes in, straighten the legs, arms separate, look up, arms down. Bend into this fist leg. The fist is by your hip, the palm is up above the fist. Step out. Shift the weight. That's going to make the arms move. Palms come together. Back of the hand is facing forward. Bring the leg in. And the back of the front hand is the hand that goes up and looking down. Following the hand down. So you see these are starting to get more intricate, but let me tell you something. When a group of people do these together, these very, very precise, beautiful movements together, it's a very, very powerful thing. It's very accumulative. very powerful practice. So welcome to the next form.